Hey, Piggy, guess what? I see you. What's going on, guys? My name is James, or thanks to ya, and welcome back to another Minecraft mod spotlight. And today we are going to be taking a look at the awesome Arrows Plus mod. So yeah, this is a fantastic bow and arrow based mod that really adds some very unique effects, and they're not as simple as just having different crafting recipes. So what I mean by that is it's not just a case of having, you craft an arrow and instead of putting a piece of flint on the top, you put a TNT and it blows up. Nothing like that, because it actually revolves around. Ta-da! Ah, fell off. Damn it. Hang on, let me get back up there. Ta-da! So yeah, these are all different types of brand new tree. Now, the catch with this mod, I suppose, well, not the catch, but the feature about it is that these trees contain special woods. So all of these are a different wood, and then when you craft your bows and arrows using these different woods, they have loads of different effects which are then, implemented into the weapon. So for example, when crafting bows, you have different enchantments and you have magical effects, and with crafting the arrows, you have standard enchantments, but you have magical effects and then positive effects, and you'll also have a few negative effects in there as well. So it completely renovates and rejuvenates the bow and arrow situation in Minecraft and makes it really cool. So yeah, let's take a look. Now, as you can see, these are all the different types of tree here. So these spawn in and around your Minecraft world, and they spawn in different biomes depending on, where they like to spawn. Now, just before we look at the trees themselves, there is another really cool and unique feature in this mod which I'm going to have to tell you about, and it's that these trees cannot be cut down straight away. At least most of them can't, because what this mod uses is it's kind of like an XP system. So what you need to do is you need to build up a level for wood cutting before you can cut down some of the major trees, because the major trees give much better effects and they're much more powerful, so you kind of need to work up to it. It's really simple and straightforward. This is the first tree, or these two here are like level 0 trees. So you can cut these down regardless. You can also cut down just normal trees that are found in Minecraft. Those are, level 0, and those are still going to contribute towards your experience. So yeah, the first one here is, I haven't actually got a sapling in there, oops, but it's the aspen tree, and this one here is the cottonwood tree. So how I've displayed this is basically just the sapling, and then the wooden log, and then the stick that's made out of them, and then the actual bow and arrow that go with it. Don't worry about those just yet, we'll take a look at those in a little bit. So yeah, what you do is you cut down these trees. Now, I've actually already cut down one, so I've already got a little bit of experience, but we're going to try it again. So what we do here is we're going to change it into survival mode, and let's just chop down this tree. Let's just do that much for now. Now, how you actually find out how much experience you've got is you have to actually type in a command. Now, as you can see, I've done it twice there. If you've got good eyesight, you'll see your experience is 0, your experience is 0.48, but what you type in is /arrow arrows plus, and then you go dot, and then you go show XP. And as you can see there, it says your experience is 0.64 out of 100. So I think you get around 0.2 per blocky break. So I've kind of loosely worked it out. For level 10, you kind of need, I don't know, just as a bit of a guesstimation, you need to cut down around 15-20 trees, depending on the sizes, of course. And then you'll be able to cut down the next one. So yeah, these two are level 0, and the next one here is the alder tree, I believe, yes it is, which is level 10. So this spawns in forest hills, and ocean biomes. Most of these spawn in the common biomes, a few of them later on only spawn in certain ones. But yeah, this is a level 10 tree. Now the next one here is the sycamore. So this is the first of the level 20 trees. So you're going to need 20 wood cutting levels in order to get these. These spawn in forest hills, ocean and swampland biomes, usually very tall with sort of darkish bark. I should also mention, whilst I make it daytime, that all of these logs and stuff are really cool looking. So, you can use these for like design blocks as well. They're very unique. So effectively you've added a ton of new different wood bits and pieces that you can use towards your builds, which is always nice. But yeah, okay, so the next one here is the gum sapling. And now this is actually a level 31, and this requires level 30 wood cutting, spawns in forest hills and ocean biomes. Usually short, the bark is similar to birch. So that is the gum tree, and I've actually... Where is one of them gone? Did I spawn a maple tree? What did I do with the maple tree? Did I accidentally not plant it? I might have... Oh! Ah, okay, right. The maple tree, this is where I got confused. The maple tree has the red leaves, but there's actually two different types of maple tree. So these are level 20, so I should have done this one first. But yeah, they have the hard maple and the soft maple. So this one here, I think, is the soft maple, so it's slightly lighter. And yeah, the soft maple is not recommended for crafting bows or arrows, but that one over there is the hard maple. So that's still level 20, but they are better at crafting. So you kind of have to distinguish the difference between them, basically. So yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, the next one moving on is the ash. So this is a level 50 tree. So this is going up really high now. This spawns in forest hills, and swampland biomes. Running over here to the beech tree. This is a level 60, which spawns in taiga hills, ice plains, and ice mountain biomes, smooth with bark and bright leaves. Very good. This one over here is the hard maple, as I kind of just demonstrated. The next one over here, which is this one, is the hickory, which requires level 80. So this spawns in swampland biome only. So this one is level 81. The next one here, which is this one, is the mahogany, I believe. Yes, it is. And this is a level 90 tree. Spawns in swampland, taiga hills, ice plains, and ice mountain biomes. And the final tree, the mythical tree. This one with a really awesome redstone effect coming out of it is actually the Cyphorus tree, or Cypherius, or however you want to say it. Cypherius will do. Now this is the level 100 tree, and this is the max level tree. Now this is obviously the rarest tree. It spawns in jungle biomes only, usually extremely short, and this will give you the best possible powers or whatever when you are crafting. So yeah, that's a lot of trees, and it means a lot of exploring. And I should mention that these do just spawn in and around your world randomly. So I've spawned these ones in myself, but if we just take a quick look, this is an example of how they spawn. So as you can see here, they're kind of just dotted in and around the place, and yeah, it's up to you to really go and get them. Now, what I should mention as well is if you die, your wood ranking still stays with you. It doesn't reset, so in case you're worried about that, it should be okay. Now, as you can see from our lovely creative inventory here, there's a lot of different sticks and trees. Now, if we go into this chest here, there we go, what you're going to need to craft these, it's not exactly the same as when you make a normal bow and arrow. What you're going to need to make is you're going to need to make yourself a hammer. Now this comes with the mod pack, don't worry, it's just 2 iron ingots and 3 sticks. Now this I believe doesn't break, which is kind of cool, but as well as that, instead of using the flint as the tips, you use iron shards. So very simple, all you need to get is you make your hammer, you get yourself an iron ingot, and then you just literally stick the hammer in the crafting bench, and you stick the iron ingot in as well, and then for every iron ingot you get 4 shards, which will then make 4 arrows. So it's the same recipe, but using the special sticks instead of the normal ones. So, and exactly the same with the bow. It's exactly the same bow recipe, but instead of using standard sticks, you just choose whichever stick you want from whatever tree you want. Whew, right, now we can kind of get into it really, because as you can see, there's a lot of different bows and arrows. So, for example, here, starting from the beginning, the aspen arrow. We're actually going to get all of these out. Why the hell not? Oh god, there's so much stuff. There we go. Right, so starting from the beginning here, as you can see, the aspen arrow is a 25% chance of breaking, and it adds 0.5 attack damage. The cottonwood arrow is 50% chance of breaking, lightweight and accurate. 30% chance of breaking, bleeding, etc., etc., etc. Basically, to make this shorter, because there's a lot of it, the standard enchantments for the bow is lightweight, which means it draws faster. Slow draw means it has a slow draw. A very slow draw is a very slow draw. Very stable is a crosshair will not shake. Stable is the crosshair will shake less violently. Unstable is the crosshair will shake more violently. Very strong string means the arrow will travel much further. Strong string means the arrow will travel faster. Accurate means that the arrow is less inclined to be affected by the wind. And the magical effect on the final arrow is the teleportation effect, which will mean you are located to where your arrow is fired. So yeah, we're going through the bows now. Oop, hang on. Where are they? There we go. As you can see, the bows are very similarly set up, but the bows have special enchanted effects on them. So for example, as you can see, where's a good example? Strong string, lightweight, unstable. Where is it? Where is it? trying to find one of them which I'm looking for. Stable, accurate, sights with control, very slow draw, unstable, etc., etc. Oh, sorry. The ones I just read out are the bow effects. So all of those are the bow effects. Now, the arrow effects have the special magical enchantments on them. Sorry about that. So, for example, I'm just going to go through these very, very quickly so we can actually fire some of these. But the standard arrows have lightweight, which means they travel faster. Heavy means they travel shorter. Better accuracy. Inaccurate, they have wither, which means the target is under the effect of wither. Poison, which means it's poisoned. Slow means it's slow. Blindness, knockback, flames, explosion. And then there's special positive effects, which are destroying blocks, block penetration, and insta-hit, which means the arrow fires extremely fast. Negative effects means they break on armor, so they're not armor penetrating when the mobs are wearing armor. Unreliable means they have a chance of breaking before being fired, and wind prone means they're caught by wind and they'll miss completely. So, whew, now we can breathe again and we can finally fire some of these. So I'm actually going to just stick, these in here like that. I'm going to get the creative inventory. Now, the way you actually do it, if you have like different arrows in here, is you actually right-click it to kind of equip it, if that makes any sense. So otherwise, the bow will just basically fire like the most powerful one. So you kind of like right-click it and equip it. And if you want to swap it, you kind of just swap it in and right-click it again. So yeah, let's actually spawn some victims. Let's see if we can hit some. Villagers, yes. Why not? Why not? Oops. Oh no, give me my bow back. Oh, I'm in thingy mode, aren't I? Damn it. Let's try that again. Villagers. Ha. Ha. Right. Okay, so let's try out just a few random combinations here and see what we can do. So, for example, here, let's grab ourselves a... Ooh... I don't know, let's show you something. So, a beechwood bow, which is a slow draw and flexible. And let's grab ourselves... Ooh, let's have a look. 70% chance of breaking, chance of blindness. So let's look at a beach arrow. So a beach bow and a beach arrow to start off with. So as you can see here, when we draw it back, they actually slightly move around a little bit. So they've changed the dynamic of how the bows and arrows work. They no longer zoom in, and they're slightly more unstable when you are firing them, which makes them obviously a bit harder to use. But as you can see there, we've poisoned that guy with one arrow. So you can have like poison arrows, basically. I'm not moving this with my finger. This is just me holding it down. And as you can see, it does move around a bit. So it's a little bit more difficult to hit stuff. So, okay, let's change that, for example, from the beech bow to the hard maple. Now, this one is much more steady, and it moves around kind of much less. It does have a bit of swing on it, as you can see. It's a little bit difficult to move around, but when you actually lock on your target itself and you get it settled, it stays much, much more still, basically, which means, although I did miss there, it was horrible, which means your chances are you're going to get your target. So, yeah, that's very cool. Let's have a look at another one. Let's try out a few different ones. That's kind of like standard, just a plus attack damage. This one's the mahogany bow. It's sights with control. So let's try that out. And let's try a different arrow. Let's try a sycamore arrow, which has the chance of wither, and it has a 30% chance of breaking before it's fired. So yeah, it does say that if I use control... Oh, wow, look at that. So what I've done there is I've brought in the arrow just like normal, held it down. It's fairly steady, but when I've pressed control, it's zoomed in. So that's really, really cool. And when you actually fire it there, it zooms out. So I get a bit of height on that. And missed. Damn it. Whoa. So you've got a bit of sway on the go there. Need to fire it higher. Yeah, there we go. So that's very, very cool. So as you can see, it's kind of like a trial and error thing. You can just play around with these and you can get whichever effect is best for you. So, for example here, ash arrows, they've got a chance of breaking very easily, but they've got +5 attack and they have a chance of blindness. So you can kind of play around with it, play with all the different kinds of woods and just see what's best for you. Now, obviously, before we finish this video, I obviously want to try like the super cool one. So this is the Sapphirus bow, which is the teleportation bow, and the Sapphirus arrows have a 5% chance of breaking, but they have random flames, explosions, or insta-hits. So, for example here, if I actually get rid of that arrow for now and just use the soft maple one, what will happen is, because it's a teleportation bow, I'll fire it over there, and... What? There we go. And as you can see, it will take me to where I fired the arrow. So that's kind of cool. It's a really useful way of getting around, basically. Very nice. But yeah, okay, let's try the second best bow with the best arrows. And let's see what happens here. Whoa, so the sway is crazy. But, fire! So that's a random fire one. That's fired. That's fired as well. Are they going to explode? Why are you going to explode? Okay, let's keep trying. So, definitely, this pretty much sets on fire with every single one. Whoa! There we go. And it has a random chance of exploding as well. I don't actually think the explosion does damage to blocks, just like entities, which is really, really cool. Very useful indeed. And, yeah, wow. Let's get you in the distance. Oh, missed. And, you know, ooh, that exploded. And yeah, you can basically just have a lot of fun, and it really, really enhances bows, I think. Personally, when they changed the bow to the kind of one-draw system, I really enjoyed the quick-fire bow. It was like being Legolas with about 100 Red Bulls. But, you know, it kind of got a bit boring. It's a little bit sort of slow, whereas this kind of enhances your experience, gives you a ton of different awesome effects to play around with, and yeah, it gives you a load of awesome stuff to craft. So yeah, that is kind of about it for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the Arrows Plus mod, and it's very awesome. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Incidentally, if this is the first time you've ever seen any of my stuff, my name is James, or thanks to ya, and if you'd like to see some more from me, please consider subscribing to the channel or checking out some more of my content, and if you do, I really hope you enjoy it. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it. That would be super appreciated by myself. But until next time, thank you once again for watching. It has been a pleasure. As always, thanks, and see ya!